Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. So in this video, I'll be sharing you one of the most important interview question. Explain about your project architecture. So this video specifically for those section of people who don't have hands-on experience in the real-time coding or development project but want to switch and are struggling to explain the project architecture, because one of the most this serves as the most important question in selection, because if you are not able to explain your project itself, then there are high chances of you getting rejected there. So this video is not for the real-time coding experience candidates, like the candidates who work on real-time development projects and who are able to explain their project architecture easily. But this video is for those people who keep mailing us, keep commenting under different videos to explain about the project architecture. So I'm taking one of my project architecture and trying to explain how can we do that in a simpler way. So basically you can see any project can be divided into three sections: UI, backend, the DB side. So just say that our project, like if I take, I used to work for an healthcare in the healthcare domain, and for this basically this architecture is of a provider enrollment. So for that enrollment process, we used to have a UI, we have a backend here, and we used to validate some data, we used to run some rules, and we used to save the tables into the tables. So this was the basic architecture. So you can also say, like if you are in support project, you can take the same project and you can say how the UI is getting connected to backend, what all technologies you have used at the backend, are you connecting to other servers, are you using any cache, if you are using what type of cache you are using, what is like DB that you are using, or what is the thing that are like any framework you are using to connect to the DB. So these all things you can explain. So at coming to the UI side, the questions can raise like what is a UI framework that you are using, and how you are validating a user, whether he is authenticated, whether the user is authenticate user or not. So whenever, remember, if you are not confident enough to answer, so example, when I conduct interviews, many people won't be able to answer how LDAP works, and they struggle. Instead of that, and when they struggle, that basically gives a negative impact. So instead of struggling there, just say one thing. See, I always wanted to, like, you can answer like that. I always wanted to work on the LDAP, but I never got a chance to work on the LDAP, so I don't have exact idea on how it works. But I know like our project is using LDAP for the authentication. This would be a decent answer, because the interviewer thinks that you didn't get a chance, so you at least know what LDAP does, but you don't know internally. Same question applies for everywhere. If you're not confident enough to explain about the cache, say the same thing. So by the time I joined the project was already set up. So I was not completely aware like what how the caching was configured. So whether so you can say that as well. So again here this is debatable, like what type of cache you are using, why that was used, and you can say whether your backend is getting connected and getting information from any other services or not, and if you are using single table like schema or multiple DBs you are using, you can explain that as well. So this is a simple example. You can draw this and you can explain each component easily. So coming to the UI, we can say we have used Angular as a UI framework, and we were using browser cache for caching purpose. Coming to the back end, we have used Spring, REST APIs to expose our APIs. For caching, we use JBoss cache. To connecting to other services, we have used REST templates, and DB was Oracle, and we were using Hibernate to connect to the DB, and LDAP, and we were using JWT token. So this was about my project and how I explain my project architecture. So here are some counter questions that you will face. Oh, sorry. You can have one more uh, internal project like this we used to have. Like when I was a fresher, I used to work on similar kind of project. It was a standalone project. We used to get one Kafka message. Based on the Kafka message, we used to hit other services. We used to hit some DBs. We used to fetch the data. We used to enhance the data, and we used to again send back the data. So this was a small project. So this would be helpful for like 2 years experience candidates or 1 year experience candidate. They can say they have worked on some internal project of that company, and this is how the architecture is. Again, you need to mention what all technologies you have used here. So we were using Spring Batch here. We were using cache. To be honest, I don't exactly remember now what cache we used to use there. Maybe ES cache we were using, and DB was Oracle, and we were using Eclipse Link for DB. And to hit the other services, we were using REST template again. So you can say this. Now there are some questions that you can encounter, like not all, at least one or two you will face for sure. So why is your project designed in that way? So if you don't have real-time experience, what you can say, you can simply say by the time I joined the project was already designed. So as I didn't get, and it is a really, what you can say, heavily, we are heavily pounded with the work, and I really didn't get the time to ask to anyone like why we have designed the project in that way. Or if you have the answer like why it is designed in that way, you can answer. Next question is what design patterns you followed and why. So simple answer is most of the, like 90% of the projects will use singleton. You can say singleton, and to be on the safe side you can say factory design pattern, abstract factory design pattern. So these are the three simple design patterns this that most of the project uses. What was the most complicated part of your project? So you can say anything that you faced, like as if you don't have real time experience, you can say like I was a back end developer, and all of a sudden the team has decided that everybody should work on both the sides, like everybody should be a full stack developer. The client requirement was a full stack developer. As I was not aware of the UI technology, it was what I can say a challenging or complicated thing for me when I was trying to code in UI. You can say that how have you handled cache in your application. So we have used whatever technology you have used for caching. You can say that how do you maintain session or user related data. So we store some data, or you can say we store some key generated based on the user roles and logged in time, and we store that and we use that tokens to validate that user. How do you connect to DB? So connecting to DB, there are n number of ways. You can say we have used Hibernate, MyBatis, iBatis. So there are n number of technologies. You can say anything, but be sure that you are well versed on that version, because in the upcoming like when the interview process, he'll definitely ask questions on the technologies that you are saying in this, uh, when you are answering these questions, like why did you use Hibernate. So when you say so some reason that this is the reason we have used Hibernate. And one best thing I forgot to mention, if at all you're stuck, like if you are saying we have used Hibernate, and if the interviewer says why you have used Hibernate, always say a simple trick here. So as we are serving, as I'm working for a service based company, or I'm a junior in the project, and we have you can say a service side architecture, or we have a senior architecture who decides like what to use, what technology to be used. So as you can say, being in a service based company, we have to follow our client. So we have taken up the input from him, and we followed, and he, as he suggested to go with Hibernate, so we have gone with the Hibernate. So you can say that. So next set are who are the end users of your application. So this you have to say, because this shows how good you are on your project. Like if you are not knowing who the end users of your project, that doesn't give a good impression, to be honest. How do you validate a user is authorized to access a particular page or a function? So if we take most of my projects you have used JWT tokens, so I always go with that. So next question is, why have you used XYZ technology only? What benefit you were getting by using it? If you are like if you take an example of Angular, if you are able to say like why you have taken and what are the benefits that you are getting of Angular, it is well good. But if you are not able to say that, just say the same thing what I have said earlier. We had a client architect and it was a decision from the client architect to use so and so technology. This is the easiest way to escape from a question when you don't know the perfect answer. Next question, how easy is it for your project to add a new functionality? So this again is debatable, like how well your project is designed, and there are a few other things like how easy, like if you are knowing in and out of your project, then you go always, like I will say it is very easy because we have followed all the coding standards that needs to be followed while developing a project. So it is very easy for us to add any new functionalities, and you can take any one of the example, like we have added so and so, like we were earlier using some what I can say, some XYZ technologies. Now we have replaced that XYZ technology with some other thing within ample time. We can say that. Next question, how would you handle a scenario when multiple service calls are involved? So basically, if you are saying that our application is interacting with some other application, so this question raises. So it is the easiest way is to handle asynchronously and let the user come back and check the response. Where have you implemented multi-threading in your application? So if as my application was using, that internal application was using multi-threading. So if you tell, you're saying that your application uses multi-threading, so definitely this question will come up. So when there are hundreds of users using your application, how will you handle? So you can say some, you can create any scenario where hundreds of users, like if I can take here the first message input, suppose here the 100 messages comes and 100 messages are for different 100 customers, so I can create thread pool here inside the batch and I can execute there. So in this way we have used multi-threading. So that can be answered. Do you participate in project design part? So this depends on your experience. So always say yes, but if you are a good saying, if you are having a good experience, say you are actively participate. If you are having less experience, you say you attend the project design meetings as a shadow, like you just sit with your seniors and you just listen and you provide your input to your senior, not directly on the call. So this is how you can handle. I hope this video might help at least few in answering the question, and that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.